I'm a little crotchety. With Uber and Waymo in Austin, there's no tier. I can't select I want to ride in a Waymo. I get a smoked out vehicle or I can get a Waymo. I don't know. And to increase my odds, I have to go into the settings. What are those? In the Uber app, it's like that I like to be paired. But there's no guarantee I'll get it. There's a massive inconsistency in the product.
This will be an interesting thing to see how they do it. I don't know why they would do this and maybe make the Waymo experience not good. It feels like if you're Uber, you want Waymo to pick markets where they're using your app as opposed to markets where they're not. So you want to drive usage there and show them how you can drive usage there, because it is clearly an existential threat to the company. So it's kind of odd that they would do it. Maybe the theory is there's just so few cars initially that they're just going to match them as best they can. And it's going to be to make sure that the consumer is happy that those wait times are short. But what if like in Uber's mind, that 5-minute wait time is what they need for Waymo, but for a Waymo customer who's probably willing to wait 8 or 9 more minutes, for the consistency, the cleanliness, the safety of their autonomous vehicle, or just the fact that they want to try an autonomous car, they see it going by and they want to try it. You're right. I don't think you want to have to figure out how to go into settings to be able to do that.
It devalues the product. Waymo, as we've talked about on multiple podcasts, is a premium product. Listen, if I've got to wait 10 minutes, I can go in the bar and have another drink because I'm not driving. I have no problem with that. I want a consistent product, and I want a luxury product, and that's what Waymo is. Consistent luxury product. To me, it's degrading the overall Waymo experience, the way that Uber has set this up. It fundamentally creates zero value.
I don't know if I wouldn't say that it creates zero value. I think we're just gonna have to see how it is. I mean, just like everything. I mean, I say this I literally said this on the Light Shed podcast earlier today. It's kind of like when I'm a little skeptical about something, I'll just phrase it as, well, I can't wait to try it. So maybe you and I have to set up a road trip. We'll go to Austin. We'll check out this barbecue that you speak of. Hop in we'll get it in takeout bags and hop in a Waymo if we can figure out how to change the settings, and check it out there. That's the best way for us to do it, or at least check out how the app works. We do have plenty of friends in Austin, though, that I'm sure will report back on their experience and how it works with the Uber app.
We'll rig up a bunch of GoPros, we'll eat some Terry Black in the car, and I'll record something and truly see what happens. But if you look at this from a Waymo product perspective, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Phoenix, all consistent product. Waymo could have easily made a request in the deal terms to have like an UberX tier, to have a Waymo tier in the app. Why did the product team, you think, not push that?
I don't know. And I think this is a good opportunity to test. There's going to be other markets when they are going to, or where they will test it. But when do you think, I mean, it seems like this is a pretty important topic to you, having a Waymo tier. I don't necessarily disagree. I think I probably understand a little bit more in terms of maybe it's just a quantity of cars in the market. But let's put all that aside. We love to make predictions here on Autonomy Markets. Grayson, when do you think we're going to get a Waymo tier inside the Uber app in Austin, or any of these places where they're going to partner?
Within 12 months, because the consumer is going to demand it. And when I say that, I did a podcast with Lyft, which is coming out in a few weeks. Lyft said if Waymo was to operate there, that they would be open to that. So if Lyft said it publicly on the Road to Autonomy podcast to be open to it, to me, there's no reason why Uber shouldn't do it.
What are you saying? You're saying that if Uber doesn't, you're saying that Lyft, in their potential future partnerships with Waymo or whatever autonomy tech company that they're referring to, is open to having a specifically a tier, just like you have UberX and business or whatever, extra large, whatever their different name. You go to a different market, they call them different things. As a matter of fact, when I switched from my personal to my business, they call cars different things that are effectively the same. Anyway, your point is Lyft is open for business. They want to do that.
Yes. Jeremy Bird, EVP of Rider Experience, came on the Road to Autonomy podcast, and he publicly stated that. Mr. Bird also publicly stated that Lyft is meeting with all the AV companies on a regular basis, and that does include Waymo. So we have confirmation on the record, and they are open to it. So if I'm Uber and you're based this on demand and data, I think it's time for that tier. So I would say within 12 months, but if I were in Dara Khosrowshahi's shoes, I would accelerate it because competition's on the horizon.
So these are comments that are coming out in a yet to be released podcast from the Road to Autonomy, correct?
That's correct. Giving you a sneak peek here.
You're doing little teasers there. So do I dare ask if you said, well, what's the holdup with Waymo? Were you so bold as to push on that one a little bit and saying like, what's taking so long to, I guess it's not too long to, I guess, re-engage from the prior relationship that they had in Phoenix.
I had a very polite conversation with Mr. Bird, and you're going to have to tune into the Road to Autonomy podcast in a few weeks to find out what Mr. Bird says.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And I want that consistent product.